Okay guys, we're actually gonna do a room tour today, finally, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's followed along on this room project, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay guys, we switched to horizontal because I think that this video just needs to go on YouTube because it's not going to be short enough for Instagram Reels. But anyway, here we go. This is the first wall of my room. It's kind of small, and you'll see throughout this whole tour my room is actually really small. I know on camera it looks a little bit bigger, but I promise you, like, this is like the space that I have. Like, it's not big at all. This is my go-to dress form. I got it secondhand from someone who is going out of business, and it's a PGM form, so it's really nice. This is one of the first projects I ever did for this room. It's a little spool table, and it's made from a sort of like cardboard barrel that used to store food, so it does have some storage, which is really nice. It's not like the easiest to get to, but I just put stuff in there that I don't reach for often, so I never like really have to open this. This bunny light is very, very cute. I was very sad though because it did arrive to me broken, like the ears were broken off, so I had to glue them back on. And honestly, the color of this light is not good. Like, it's very cool toned and like not pretty, so I never turn it on, even though it's like really cute and I spent a lot of money on it. But let me show you what it looks like with the light on so you can like see how ugly it is. I don't know if you can even really tell in this lighting, but I promise you it's very cool toned. Like, it's very fluorescent hospital vibes. But I've kept it because this thing cost me a lot of money. Like, it was over $100, but like, this is the light source. Like, it's literally just an LED strip. And so I'm wondering if I can just put like a film over this so it looks more warm tone. But I don't know. TBD on whether or not I actually fix this. I mean, it doesn't really ever serve me as a light, so I don't know. It kind of is just cute. Anyway, that's what's there. And then this, a lot of people will know, was one of the really kind of popular upcycles. It's really just a repurpose thing that I did. And I know a lot of people like wanted to redo this, like remake it for themselves. And my only advice for that is to get like a kettle or a teapot that has a really short spout, because I think if you had like one that was very fancy and like longer, you won't be able to get the tissues out. So definitely just pick one that has like a shorter spout. And then I just have some random thread in this sort of stoneware thing. I don't know why. I think it's just cute, so I keep it there. Then just have this chair that I got out of kind of like next to a dumpster, and I don't know, I've just used it since then. So there's a little seating area. Up here we have my Peapod paint shelf, and the whole time I was making this, I had that Bob Ross clip stuck in my head where he's like, Peapod the pocket squirrel, because I kept saying Peapod paint shelf. But anyway, this is a really fun project. Everything went kind of according to plan, so I'm not too upset about this. Like, it works just as I need it to. Up here we have a daffodil cardboard thing that I wore as a hat, but now that I don't need it as a hat anymore, I want to do the same thing that I did with this, but with that. So I'm working to source a metal tin to like put on the inside so I can put some of my longer paint tubes in there. And down here I just have this random setup. This is just a fold out table. Think this fox and like all this like moss and stuff and dried flowers, that all came from my Her Universe fashion show look. So like, in my soul I don't want to throw it out, but like, I know it's just kind of sitting here collecting dust. Down here I just have some quilt batting, so that's what that is. Moving on, we have the window that I think kind of kicked off sort of my whole journey of recording projects for this craft room. So we have my sewing pin curtain rod. I mean, it's really more of a quilt pin if you want to talk about like scale. Then we have the window with curtains. If you want to see what the pattern on the curtain is, you can go on my Instagram. It's essentially just the Animal Crossing leaf. The infamous hook and eye closure, and I don't want to talk about how I attached it to the wall. It doesn't look pretty. From back here it looks fine. I do have sort of an older sewing machine here. Inside there actually is the sewing machine, but the person that I got it from, like, first of all, it was free, but second of all, the person who had it before me didn't have any of like the some of the cables and like electrical things were missing. I don't even know how this is an electrical machine. It was all missing, so the machine doesn't work. It is inside, but it doesn't work. So I just use it for storage right now. Like I have like a bunch of like cords and stuff in the drawers, but that's essentially what this function is, as well as being a perch for my cat. And I think long term, I would like to make this cat bed into like a leaf so it is more aesthetic, because right now it's just a lumpy gray thing that I got from IKEA. Down here we have a box sort of case that's for a typewriter, but the typewriter's out on the dresser, so I'll show you that later. But it's just the box fit there, so that's where I put it. I have my thimble wastebasket down here, and that is perfect because when I'm doing crafts and stuff, I just like shove everything off the table into the wastebasket. On the desk, you'll be very familiar with this angle. That is the angle I film almost all of my crafts at. On the desk is just a collection of random things that I like. I honestly don't think I have an aesthetic. I think I just like things and then put them together. They just make me happy. Up here I have my spools shelf. It's supposed to look like a heart locket, but I don't really know if it actually looks like that. Down here is the tomato pin cushion ottoman thing, and this is also storage, which is really nice. Like I just have a bunch of stuff in there. We are getting some fraying because I was lazy and just used a fabric that's not an upholstery fabric. A lot of people have asked me how I made this, so I'm honestly just thinking that I should take off all of the upholstery and like refilm myself putting it on, because none of this is upholstery fabric. Like honestly, long term it's not gonna hold up, so I will have to redo it eventually. And I guess when that time comes, I'll actually record my process, because a lot of people have been asking how I put it together and I didn't take pictures. So under there is just boxes and stuff that I can't fit anywhere else, as well as some glue. I have a paper shredder and like an old sewing machine. Up here I have my sewing machine, a little tomato basket that I have some like cords and stuff in. This sort of setup isn't the cleanest, but again, I just need space and I put stuff where it fits. I have some buttons and a little project I am working on. That's the typewriter I was talking about that is supposed to go in that case. And it's actually really funny. I found this typewriter next to the dumpster, technically. Originally, I saw the case next to the dumpster and I was like, oh, that's a really good case. Let me go get it. And then I tried to pick it up and it was so heavy. And I was like, oh my God, there's gonna be something horrible inside of here. But when I opened it, this was in it, so it worked out, and it works too. I did all of my like species labels on my Her Universe book. All my species labels were typed out on that. Down here, I just have more random things that I reach for often. I mean, not so much down there, but up here, clasps, like seam rippers, needles, stuff like that, glue. And then down there, again, I just put stuff that fit there. I have a serger in there that I have used a total of like 1 time. So this might be kind of creepy. Skip to some other time, but I'm gonna show what's inside of this thing. Here's your last warning. Okay, inside of here, this is an old coffee carafe that I got at an antique store. I made this little like dinosaur skull out of clay and put it in there, and then it was looking really cool because I have some like other dried moss and stuff, but then I found a snake skin outside and I put it inside too, so it kind of is like very apothecary, like witch apothecary. I don't know. I'm telling you, I don't have an aesthetic. I just think things look cool and I put them in my house. I don't know. We then have my drawers that I've been slowly doing a bunch of really cute drawer pulls for. I have sewing tools in here, ribbon, clay, and shrinky dink paper, like glitter and glue, fancy fabric. That's felt, that's sewing patterns, that is cotton, and then the bottom one is like a miscellaneous scrap fabric drawer. In my mind, I was like, if I limit myself to like these 4 drawers, then I will be able to manage the fabric hoard and like really be selective with the type of fabric that I'm getting. Limited storage is just for my own benefit, not because I think it's functional, but because I need to not have space. Because if I have space, I will put stuff there, and I can't live that life anymore. Above my dressers is probably my favorite projects in the whole room. This is definitely number 1, especially because when the sunshine comes in through that window and like hits these scissors, the gold on it is honestly just magical. The button garland, also another really popular project that I did, and that one is really nice too because it didn't give me any problems. It came out exactly how I wanted it to in my mind, whereas a lot of my other ones kind of just I have to go with the flow of how they turn out, but this one came out exactly how I wanted it to, so it makes me happy. Obviously, like right above is my lightning bug lamp, or I guess ceiling light. He's really cute and he hasn't fallen down, so makes me really happy. And back up on the top of my dresser, I just have a bunch of books that I've collected from thrift stores or library sales. You never know when you need a reference, so I just have those. This is a Cricut Maker. I'm pretty sure it's from like 2020 or 2019. I got it as a gift. I use it all the time. It's great. It still works. I have a dress form here that's kind of dirty because I used it to heat form some Warbler, so that's why it has all this like Warbler residue on it and like a hole that I melted through it. She's sporting my meringue hat right now, and I love this hat, so I just keep it out. Next to the dresser is where I tuck all of the cutting mats, the Cricut one, this big one, and then I have a board here that is used for folding yukata fabric. When you're making yukata, it like helps you measure it and stuff, so I just have that board. On this wall, we have the big butterfly shelf. I don't know, this was another one that was like just really testing me because so many things went wrong with it. I'm still looking for the black felt that I know I have to make this body like not out of paper. Like I do want to make it out of felt. I know as soon as I buy felt, I'm gonna find the piece that I have that's for that. So I've just been putting it off. Then here, the last sort of space is a sort of miscellaneous area. I have this big roll of paper that I bought probably like 6 or 7 years ago that I use to cut out all my pattern paper or like patterns and just really whatever you need big paper for. I wrap presents with it, stuff like that. This chair is from IKEA. That used to be the chair that I would sit on. I didn't like the arms because I'm the type of person who like really likes to sit cross-legged in chairs. So that's why I switched to the ottoman. I know people were like, oh, you're not gonna have back support, but girl, I promise you I don't anyway because I sit so poorly. Beneath it, I have a box that, or like a crate that has some random tools in it. Sorry, that's like a bad word. I didn't realize that word was there. I have some fabric there that I used to upholster some other stuff, as well as like a tapestry that my friend made me. And then I have 2 Jingle Bell sort of like bauble things, that I got from Michael's after they were doing their Christmas sale. So they were like $2. And my idea is to take off this like Christmas related thing and just use them as like jingle bells and put lights in them and stuff and like hang them somewhere because this is a fairy sewing room. Like it needs jingle bells. Going up, we have the ruler shelf, and as I predicted, some of the numbers are falling off, but it's fine. Every time I see one that's falling off, I just put some glue behind it and it'll stick back up there. In the future, if you do want to make this ruler shelf, paint your numbers. Don't use the vinyl unless you like glue the back of them because they will peel off. On top of this shelf, we just have random things. And I know that these don't go together, but I just needed space to put the things that I like. And then that's the end of my room. Like I said, I promise you that this room is like not big. I'm outside the room right now to show you this is how big my room is. I do not have space to do a lot of really big projects, so that's why sometimes when you see me sewing, I'm like not in this room. I want for myself a very cute rug to go here, but I know that I'll never be able to have it because I drop pins. If you drop a pin, like I need to be able to hear it hit the ground. Is this gonna be a bad idea? But well, you guys know, I need to be able to hear a pin like hit the ground so I know that I've dropped it. Whereas like if I had like a rug or a carpet or something, I wouldn't be able to hear it, and then I just would be worried that there's pins just like in my rug. So that's why I don't have a rug right now. Anyway, that's my room. I'm pretty sure I went through everything that was interesting, but if you saw something that I didn't talk about that you want more information on, or you're curious what that random object is, please let me know and I'll respond to you somehow. Send me a DM on Instagram or like make a comment on this video. I don't know, I'm not a YouTuber. I literally just wanted to show off my room. There it is. Thanks everyone for following along. Bye.